Oh my god, lads, this is going to be an interesting episode because we're going to talk about Granit Xhaka. We're also going to talk about the return of Emil Smith Rowe. Well, last season he scored a lot of goals. This season we want him. Where is that guy, bro? Where is Saka and Emil Smith Rowe? We know we've been singing about Saka this season, but we have not sung about one player, that is Smith Rowe. Emil Smith Rowe, Arsenal's number 10. We have a return planned for him. Of course, we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Mikhail Mudryk. He wants Arsenal, baby. Yes, it does. It does make every bit of sense of what we are speaking. We're going to talk about Mudryk as well, but first, let's talk about something that is that. First of all, Granit Xhaka has been named as the Arsenal Player of the Month again for the consecutive month. Yes, he was the Player of the Month for September. He is the Player of the Month for October as well. So congratulations to Granit. But more importantly, let's talk about the elephant in the room, baby. Emil Smith Rowe. His rehabilitation from groin surgery is understood to be gone well, and he's hoping to be match fit and firing by the start of January, says Simon Calling. So by the start of January, Emil Smith Rowe will be back, and we are going to have a lot of headaches, which we really wanted to have. Let's see how we are going to deal with these kind of situations. But more importantly, Emil Smith Rowe will be part of Arsenal's squad travelling to Dubai next month for warm weather training and 2 friendlies. And although he is not expected to take part in full training right away, it is hoped to by the end of the trip he will rejoin the group. I know the rehabilitation will take its own course and time, and I would want that to happen. But more importantly, I am so glad to know that he is fine. That's what it's all about, baby. That's what it is all about. It always is. Yeah. Also, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's just address the elephant in the room. Let's talk about Mikhail Mudryk. What do we have about him, Bo? We saw an interview regarding from Alexander Zinchenko's wife with Mikhail Mudryk, which was more in the theme that Vlada wanted to know more about Mikhail Mudryk coming to Arsenal. Yes. So, yes, he didn't hide anything. But more importantly, Fabrizio Romano said, from what I'm told, Mikhail Mudryk has always been happy about Arsenal's interest, both now and also back in August. He likes the club and the project, but it's about reaching an agreement with Shakhtar Donetsk. They want more than 65 million euros. Yes. So, yes, 65 million euros, more than 65 million euros. And that is going to be really interesting. Well, not only that, we're going to talk about what his agent had to say. What about that Mikhail Mudryk is not happy with the price tag that Shakhtar has put on him. We're going to talk about that. But first, Arsenal's Premier League fixtures in January 2023 has been rescheduled. Yes, if you missed this, let me tell you that Arsenal versus Tottenham, the North London Derby reverse fixture, which is on January the 15th, which will be Sunday, January the 15th, the kickoff time will be 4:30 p.m. BST. And Arsenal versus Manchester United will be January 22nd, a week later on Sunday again, which is 4:30 p.m. BST as well. So that is that. Those are the changes. Make sure that you have, put that in your calendar. And that is what I wanted to say about that. But first, because I interrupted, I need to inform you that Mikhail Mudryk's agent, via sportarena.com, Sport Arena Ukraine, he says that all these, his agent Alexei Alyokin, all these sky-high transfer fees are someone's wild fantasy. He has long outgrown the championship of Ukraine and is ready to perform at a more serious level, and in my opinion now is the best time for it. So January transfer window, Arsenal might make a move for Mikhail Mudryk, and I am not keeping calm, bro. No. How the hell am I supposed to keep calm about it? No way, bro. No flipping way am I gonna keep calm about it. Moving on, so here's what Mikhail Mudryk said to Sport Arena. He says, after reading interview of General Director, I will not hide that I was very upset. 100 million puts a barrier for my transition to a top league, which I so dreamed of. I can't say that my dream was killed, but wounded. You see, I treat Ukraine League with respect, but every football player has a dream to play in a top club and a top league. I am no exception, but I am 100% sure that no one will buy a player from Ukraine for 100 million. When I found out about my price, I wasn't just surprised, I was shocked. I have a long-term contract with Shakhtar. I give all my strength and energy so that Shakhtar achieves maximum results. So yes, it looks like he believes that 100 million price tag for a player from Ukraine would put a big barrier on his growth, and the agent says, you know what, he's outgrown the league. Let's move on. Let's move on. He says to his message to the president, probably it's a little too much. 100 million is a little too much. Arsenal, if they even sniff that price, they are not going to even enter that. They're not going to even enter the conversations at all. Let's see where this will end up. Shakhtar have made him sign a bigger contract, so that's why they are in full possession of his decision-making choices. But let's see. Mykhailo Mudryk actually believes that he might leave in January, so we have breathing space. Also, Fabrizio says Arsenal still working on Gabriel Martinelli's new contract. Talks are ongoing as new deal for Brazilian star is considered to be one of the priorities for Arsenal. Negotiations will continue as current deal includes an option to extend until June 2026. Let's see whether that will be happening or not. But let's talk about Cedric Soares. It looks like he might fight for his position at Arsenal, but if Arteta does not want him, he will not be a burden. He says, when I first arrived in the UK with Southampton, my father said I would play for Arsenal. We came to watch a game at the Emirates. My father turned to my agent and said, this is the place where you need to bring my son. My father tells me that I am playing for the club I wanted to be at. It's actually crazy and true. When I left Southampton, there were two teams interested, but in the end, it was an easy decision for me to make because that had been in my mind. That is a very great story, bro. I love it. I really love. I mean, Cedric. I know he puts everything, what he's got, every single time. So I'm not gonna be against him for that. But yes, it's tough to get a playing time at Arsenal with the way they're going in the league. Also, Alan Shearer's team of the week for the season so far has two Arsenal players in Granit Xhaka and William Saliba being named in the 11. So yeah, I don't even know whether I should say congratulations or not, but let's see. Granit Xhaka has recovered from the illness that forced him during Arsenal's win over Wolves last week. Xhaka was not the only one with stomach issues, and it is understood around 3 or 4 more Arsenal players were unwell, including Alexander Zinchenko. Yep, that's really interesting. Well, James Ollie says, sources said Cedric Soares is focused on re-establishing himself with Arsenal, but would listen to offers if Mikel Arteta indicated he was no longer a part of his plans. Any potential move would likely to be a loan with an option or obligation to sign him permanently. Well, there are clubs who want to sign Cedric. Fulham, Bayer Leverkusen and Villarreal are interested in signing Arsenal's defender Cedric Soares in January, sources have said to ESPN. Fulham are believed to be leading the race at this stage, although no formal offer has been submitted yet. So there might be a chance that they may sign Cedric Soares, but for now, we just wait for that. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you see regular Arsenal content, the best place to be, consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers.